Hey all, welcome back to SLB, Basement Bourbon Bar. My name is Kurt. Tonight we're going to start a 3-part series on how to start your home bar. Trent and I have fielded a ton of questions on what do I need? What do I need to actually start a home bar? So we just thought it'd be best, in our discussion I had with Trent, we just thought it'd be best if we split this up into 3 different videos because it just get way too lengthy if we tried it in one. So tonight we're going to go over the bar tools. What bar tools that you're going to need to start your home bar. On the second video we're going to go over what bottles that you're going to need. Just a basic amount of bottles that you're going to need to be able to start your home bar. And lastly, we're going to dedicate a whole video on ice. What we use down here at SL Basement Bourbon Bar as far as ice is concerned. I don't know, Trent, we've had probably more questions about ice than almost anything else. You know, clear ice, things like that. So we're going to dedicate a whole show, nothing but ice. Watch for that over the next several Mondays. And we're going to do it in a row. This series is going to be right in a row. One Monday, the next Monday to the following Monday. So we're going to have 3 in a row, how to start your home bar. What's going to be really nice, Trenton is going to put together a list with links in the descriptions for all of the tools that I'm going to show you tonight. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these tools that I'm going to show you, he'll have links available for you. Just hit the link, go, and you'll be able to purchase what you need to start your home bar. Okay, is that about covered, Trenton? Good to go. Let's get started. Tools that you're going to need to start your home bar. Very first thing, some people might say this is essential, some people might say it's not essential. Trenton and I talked about it a little bit. This little mat right here, it's already sitting on the bar top. Now, Trenton's got a really cool mat at his bar because he's got a bigger counter space and his goes like out to here or something like that. Now I just have this little mat here. Sorry about that, Trenton. We were mixing it. We'll just clean that up a little bit. We were mixing a couple cocktails before we started the video. I just have this little one because my working space is actually down here and that's all that'll fit for me. So as you can see, when we were mixing a couple little cocktails before we started the video, we had a little bit of a mess, a little bit of an overpour. It's going to happen. Happens to everybody. Happens to me. Obviously, you saw that. This mat will catch that and make your cleanup 10 times easier. So I would suggest a mat for mixing your cocktails on. Next thing I want to show you is a jigger. Some form of a measuring tool. So I prefer, myself, this bell jigger right here. Now, specifically, I prefer the bell jigger because it's easy for me to see the lines that are inside the bell without my glasses on. So that's truly why I prefer the bell jigger. Trenton at his house, he has like a Japanese style jiggers. I was over at his house on New Year's Eve and I was trying to mix a cocktail and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the line. So I do have another jigger here. So this is similar. It's got the lines inside. It really doesn't matter. Whatever style of measuring tool that you use doesn't matter, but please use some form of measuring tool because nothing irritates me more is when I'm out, at a restaurant or whatever and I order a cocktail and I look over and I watch the person that's mixing my cocktail and they're not using a measuring tool. They're just doing the 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. That's nonsense. You will never be able to offer somebody a consistent cocktail unless you actually measure. So please use a jigger. Next on the list, you're going to need a set of Boston shaker tins. I prefer tins, and you guys seen me shake before. Put it in there, boom, shake. Now Trenton, I'm pretty sure they have them available too, where they have the one part of this is glass and one part of it's tin. That's fine too. Whatever you're comfortable with is going to be okay, but you're definitely going to need a shaker tin. Rule of thumb is any cocktail that has citrus juices, things of that nature in the cocktail will need to be put in a shaker and it needs to be shaken. Is that right, Trent? Shaked or shaken? Needs to be shaken. All right. Next, muddler. There's going to be some cocktails that are going to call for pieces of fruit, blueberries, pineapple, strawberries. Take your muddler and your tin, boom, 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 boom. You're good to go. You're definitely going to need a muddler. Now, next you're going to need a strainer. This is called a Hawthorne strainer. This strainer will fit right over your tin. We go to pour your cocktail, you're good to go. Now, this strainer is important to have because of this spring right here. Now, remember just a minute ago we mentioned possibly muddling fruits in your tin. By using this Hawthorne strainer, the bits and fruit of so forth will be caught up right in here in this spring area. So it's very important to have a Hawthorne strainer. And if you really want a beautiful clean cocktail, I feel it's essential to have a fine mesh strainer or a basket strainer. That way, let's say this is our glass, that way we have our Hawthorne strainer here, and you have your fine strainer here, and you actually double strain the cocktail. So your finished product is going to be super clean, and it's going to be very, very nice. Next on the list, I always like to have just a nice little efficient cutting board, and then some form of a nice kitchen knife, because you're going to need that to cut citrus and so on and so forth. So little cutting board, little kitchen knife. You're also going to need some form of a citrus peeler. Citrus peeler, that's not the right thing, is it, Trent? How about a citrus press? There you go, citrus press. So it's always best to use fresh, squeezed citrus in your cocktails if at all possible. So it's essential in your home bar to have a citrus press. Moving right on down the line. Now, we talked about the shaker. It's essential that you shake a cocktail that has citrus in the cocktail. The next thing we want to go over is you're going to need a mixing glass. A mixing glass is used primarily for cocktails that only use spirits in the cocktails. Now I say primarily, there's always give and takes to that, but for the most part, like a Manhattan, an old fashioned, things of that nature, is going to use a mixing glass. So when we have a mixing glass, we're going to put our spirits in the mixing glass, we're going to put ice in the mixing glass, and then we'll need a bar spoon. Bar spoon has a couple different functions. We can use it to stir the cocktail with, of course. A lot of times recipes call for 1 bar spoon of something, 1 bar spoon. We put that in there, so you'll definitely need a bar spoon. And me personally, now I will tell you this Hawthorne strainer is primarily the one you have to have, because it will fit on here as well, as you can see, and you can pour with that. But I like to use a julep strainer when I'm pouring my old fashions, Manhattans, and so forth. I just put it in here and give it a pour. The julep strainer is really nice to have when you're starting your home bar. Last but not least, here we go, Trenton, the good old citrus peeler. As most everyone is aware, with an old fashioned, we make an old fashioned, we put it in there, we take a little bit of peel off an orange, and we express those orange peels right over the glass. It makes it super nice. So it's essential that you have a citrus peeler when starting your home bar. Now, those are the items that I feel are 100% essential to get you started and get you going on your home bar. There will be a few other things that Trenton's going to include in the list in the description, such as garnish picks, things like that. Things that I would say aren't really essential. You don't have to have it, but boy, it sure would be nice to have. So he'll have a few of those things as well. So hopefully so far in this series, this was helpful to you. That's all I have for you tonight. We certainly appreciate you watching, and we always appreciate each and every one of you. That's for darn sure. Please drink responsibly. Very important to all of us here in the show. And we'll see you next time, right down here with me in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.